Okay. Well, welcome. Thanks for being with me in Zoom tonight. We're going to talk about the math of Mary Kay and how Mary Kay, our success is not magical as we might want to think it is, but actually it is mathematical. And I have a supporting document to help you with this, but it's really about helping you see the value and the wisdom of doing the real main thing that Mary Kay offers us, which is, as a beauty consultant, we are to connect with women and hold appointments, because those appointments, as we hold them, we work full circle and we build relationships, we build trust, and we build a connection, we build a friendship, and we start a relationship with these customers, because we know that customers really do come for life. We get lifetime customers when they love our product. And because they love our product, they'll order the same thing over and over and over again. So our income will substantially increase as we build a bigger and bigger and bigger pile of customers who shop for our product. So that's where we find them when we get to invest that time with them. So it's very important to hold parties, but we want to work them full circle. So we're going to talk about a handout that I'm going to share with you. Let me go ahead and bring that up, and let's talk about the wisdom of working Mary Kay, the pure Mary Kay way, which is through the parties. And we know that the parties that we want to hold are called full circle parties, because we want to go all the way around the bases. A full circle comes with that concept. If you play baseball and you get up to the home plate and you hit the ball, your goal is to run to first base, run to second base, run to third base, and run all the way home and score points for your team. And we know that when we work full circle, we want to round all the bases. We want to go to first base, which is booking, is making the sale, and second base is, of course, booking that second appointment, and the third base is booking a career chat, and then fourth base, getting back home, is that we move on to that next party and we move in with that new team member on our team after sharing the opportunity with her. So that's the power of a full circle party. So let's look at the screen that we're sharing right now. And we're going to talk about literally how you can create a movement in your business, and you can transform the complexion of your business in how much income you're earning right now. Just 3 months from now, with a steady process, not a ton of work, but consistent work, you can revolutionize the success that you're having and multiply the successes, because it's not magical, it is mathematics, multiplication with math. Okay, so we're talking about full circle parties. And on the screen, you see we're talking about the full circle party, and how the party brings results because of the number of faces you have there, the average sales you make there. Of course, you're able to split your money between reinvesting and having profit. Profit comes out of that party for your family, and then getting more bookings at the party, and then doing career chats from the party as a result of the people who are there that you meet. So we're looking at 1 week of business, and in 1 week of business, if we are very strategic and work on purpose to hold two parties that we work full circle, then the results that we're going to have as a result of that week of working is that, well, we'll have worked about 6 hours. If you throw in 3 hours per party, parties should really last about 2 hours, and the guests should really be there about an hour and a half or so. And then, but with wrap up with the hostess and all, you're going to get there a little bit early, but really count on about 3 hours. But in the real world, when you have a job, you don't count your commute time getting to work and back. So we're going to talk about a 3-hour chunk of time for you to really work that party. So 2 parties, 3 hours each, is 6 hours. So when you hold 2 parties in a week, you're going to see about an average of 8 faces, 4 faces per party. Parties might have 3 people, might have 5 people, might have 6 people. So we're counting on about a 4-person party. So when you have 2 of those, 4 and 4, you have 8 people present. And that means you'll probably sell about $600, because average parties are about $300. If you have 2 women at the party who each buy their miracle set, well, miracle sets are $95 each. That's almost $200 right there. But typically when a woman buys her skincare, she also buys her foundation, and she also may buy other things that go with it. So it's very likely that you'll have a couple of customers spend over $100, and then you have a couple of customers who might buy 50, 60, 70, and then you may have a couple of customers that don't buy anything. So party averages $300 is still a real believable number. And so when you split your 60-40 split between a $600 party sales that all come in, 60% going back to the reinvestment, that means about $240 be your profit, which is about $40 an hour for your work, which is really great part-time money. So now here's a real important piece to understand. Party sales come in at the end of the party. You go, you serve, you relate, you work, you pamper, you love, you relate to these women, and they build trust and rapport with you. And all that happens throughout the party. But at the end, the three bases, you have to touch all three bases to be able to score a home run. That's where you really zero in with real strategy and real time management throughout the party to be able to get to the critical individual consultations, because you can have three things happen. You need to make the sales to each customer, also book her for a second appointment to share with friends so she has a party scheduled with you, and then ask her to listen to the opportunity and get that scheduled. So 3 closes per person in those 10 precious minutes for each individual consultation. So that is where you come away with the bookings, you come away with the career chats. And when we book, if we really use strategy to get 3 bookings versus 2 bookings, well, let's say it this way. If you have 2 parties in the week, and here's one, and you get 2 bookings from it, and here's the other, and you get 2 bookings from it, that's 4 bookings you'll come up with at the end of the week. And we always say of what you book, half will hold. So if this party, 1 falls away, and at this party, 1 falls away, you're left with 2 bookings. So you're now moving your business ahead at the same pace that you've been working. But look what happens when you are on purpose to book 3 parties. 3 parties booked here, 3 parties booked here. That's a total of 6. Okay, that's 6 parties. And if 3 go away, that's still 3 parties on your date book. So even if half you book holds and half does not, you now have 3 appointments that have come from 2. You're now moving your success forward and gaining momentum, because that extra party, those extra 2 parties, 1 extra per party, that is allowing for the fallout factor to still give you an increase after of what you book only half hold. So there's real power in that. And the way you get 3 bookings is that for the 2 people who buy the skincare, those 2 book, but then the 3rd booking is your hostess. You book her again. Be passionate about providing the exclusive service for your hostesses that they get to book 1 party per season. 1 party per season will give you a party with her in the winter, spring, summer, and fall. And there are probably 8 different party formats that are very easy for us to produce, so that we're introducing our customer to 1 whole skincare collection. Then we're introducing her to supplements. Then we're introducing her to a whole eye design clinic. Then we're introducing her to a whole lip clinic. Or we could choose other formats, petty party or a Sweet Dreams pajama party, all kinds of different activities that she'll try a whole nother collection of products to expand her wardrobe, her Mary Kay wardrobe. And that's how we gain those $1,000 a year customers. And we have 40 women buying $1,000 a year. That's 40,000 in sales. And that is how we do national quota sales. So we want to build it to that. And so that's your key. If every time you had a hostess who would go for 4 and go for 4 parties with you, that's where at the end of that year, she has hundreds of dollars worth of Mary Kay in her bathroom. And as she loves it and uses it and refills it, because we offer her the quarterly mailing, actually 5 of those go out a year with a special gift when she refills, make it real easy for her to be shopping at $40, $50, $60, maybe $100 every other month or so, then we're going to have a great client who's going to use a lot of product. Okay, so that's how this works. We talked about the sales you get at the end of the party, and then getting those 3 bookings at the party, and getting 2 people to book career chats. Because at this party and this party, you get 2 career chats and 2 career chats. That's 4 chats, 4 new chats scheduled. And out of 4 women, when you talk to 4, the national average is that 1 will add to your team. And it may not be that the first 4 you talk to, 1 does sign up. But if you extrapolate that and say, okay, out of your averages after you talk to 12, oh yeah, you'll have probably 4 who've signed up, 3 who've signed up, because out of 4 times 3 is 12. So the more you work the numbers, the more the numbers really do come true. So now that we've looked at this and we know what works here, we're now going to look at how your business can really multiply quickly with steady progress of tending the business and making sure you have 2 parties, solid parties a week. So let's look at what will happen at the end of the month. At the end of a month, when you've been working this schedule, just look at this, that's the chart here. You have 2 parties a week times 4 weeks in a month. That would make 8 parties. At 8 parties with 4 women at every party, you will facial 32 women. That's a power start. That's a big deal in Mary Kay. That's magic in itself. We always say when you're wanting to move up in the company, if you're seeing 30 faces in a month, you're doing the work it takes to move up in the company. You can build a unit seeing 30 faces a month, and that's just 2 strategic parties a month. You will have sold at 8 parties, 300 each, about $2,400 of the product. So at the end of the month, pure party sales, pure party at the table sales will have brought in $2,400, which would be at 40% profit, $960 income for your family after you set aside $1,440 to order with. So you're looking at $1,000 a month, because this is no reorders, no extra sales, no other business of any kind. Pure at the table party sales, this would be about $960. So there's your $1,000 right there. Plus, look at the magic. If you book 3 parties per party, that would be 24 new bookings that you have added to your calendar. And if half of them hold, then that will be 12 new appointments on your date book for the next 4, over the next 4 weeks. Now, we did 8 the first 4 weeks, but now we've got 12 the next 4 weeks. Isn't that amazing? Now we're getting momentum in our business. There's such power to that. And of course, if you're getting every one of those 8 parties, and you get 2 people at every party to listen to the opportunity, now you're sharing with 16 women. And if 1 out of 4 recruit, that's the national average, you'll end up with about 4 new team members at the end of the month. So after 4 weeks of working to meet 32 women, and you work it full circle, being so on purpose, being a professional party holder, party execution, professional party execution, then at the end you'll be working the full circle, and you will get those parties and those career chats booked, those interviews booked, so that you can come away with 16 conversations about the opportunity and get those 4 new team members. Wow. So here's where the magic really comes in. 1 season, 1 3-month stretch of time, 90 days to revolutionize your business. Look at how the numbers play out for you. Over the course of 3 months, you'll have 24 parties, see 96 women at the table, and have sold $7,200. When you keep back 60% for your business and then 40% for you, you will have ordered about, you will have ordered at least a emerald inventory, an emerald inventory order, 3,600. Emerald inventory. I'm getting tripped over my tongue. And then you'll still have had $2,880 in profit for your family over 3 months. That's $120 away from $3,000. But this is, again, pure product sales at the table, not including all the reorder business that you will be getting from current customers. It's very believable to say, conservatively, you will have hit and exceeded $3,000 a month in profit for your family. And then, because you are working strategically to book 3 parties at every party, that will be 72 bookings over the course of the 3 months, which will give you, if half of them moving forward, half of the 72 will hold, that's 36 new appointments. Look back, you did 24 over the first 9 months, but now your date book is populated with 36 more appointments. Again, momentum, gaining momentum. And then lastly, you'll have the opportunity to choose 2 people at every one of those 24 parties to listen to the opportunity. That will be 48 career chats, which can result in 1 out of 4, 12 new team members. Okay, 12 new team members. 12 new team members. In a 3-month window, you can have, now I can't say you will, I can't promise, you actually can beat these numbers. These numbers may not play out quite as well for you if your skills are not strong, but if your skills are very strong, the numbers could be even more in your favor. But look at this. It takes 10 people to add to your team, have 10 on your team, 10 active, to submit DIQ. To become a DIQ, you have to have 10 people on your team, and you have to have been a star consultant. Well, we see right here the order pattern is enough to be a high star. Plus, if you've added 12 team members, you will have enough team members, as long as they all have become active, then guess what? You'll have a big enough team to submit DIQ. So you can be dead stopped in your business right now, but in 3 months, you could be submitting DIQ. Not because you're working 10 appointments a week, not because you're even working 5 appointments a week, but you are being very purposeful to be a disciplined professional beauty consultant who owns her skills and to work strategically those 2 appointments a week. It is enough work when you do the follow through and do the follow-up career chats that come with it and hold the additional parties that you book. This is a workload that will get you to and through DIQ. Isn't that amazing? Now, I'm sharing this with you because, I mean, there's always, every 3 months in Mary Kay, there's something special you want to be focused on. You always want to have a goal ahead of you, either like fall retreat or to get into DIQ and get to leadership conference, if leadership is offering DIQ as an invitation, which this year they are, or by career conference, being a DIQ by career conference, and then becoming a sales director by seminar. So like for right now, you can take the months of September, October, November, and by the end of November, you could be a new DIQ on December 1st from where you are right now. So see, it's not that you have to be right now doing the volume of DIQ, but you have to start with 2 parties a week and keep those 2 parties a week going, so that as the process continues and you continue to put one foot in front of the other, 2 more parties, 2 more parties, 2 more parties, 2 more parties every week. By the end of the 90-day period, you will have transformed your business. You will have built a mountain of customers, have a mountain of hostesses on your date book, and will have had plenty of people to share the opportunity information with, to find the 12 who will go forward with you and be a part of your team as you cast the vision of where you're going, which is that you want to become a DIQ to move up, to earn more money and have more influence and be a leader in this amazing company. So I'm just sharing with you right now this vision that you can work right now, still September, October, November, and get into DIQ as of December 1st. And be at leadership conference with us when we go to New Orleans this year. Don't know where it is next year if you're watching this later, but right now New Orleans is an invitation for all beauty consultants to step up, move up to DIQ status so they can attend. And anybody, if you have no recruits right now, this is your path. This is the pathway to be in New Orleans this January for leadership conference. And why would you want to go there? Well, you'd want to go to leadership conference to see what's possible, to see where your future is. Because anyone who does this workload and gets to leadership having 12 team members on their team, and then you plus your 12 work to turn into a unit, you can be a new sales director by February, March, or April at the latest. And now you can earn a full-time income with your Mary Kay business that can replace another full-time career income that you may already have on your plate. So you go to leadership to see what's possible. You go to leadership to learn how to think like a leader and to be with the movers and shakers. And you go there to grow personally and professionally. And you go there to chart a new course for your family to be able to provide more for your family. And even though today you don't feel like a DIQ and you don't feel like you own the leadership skills, you don't feel like a leader in Mary Kay, that's because the workload is in front of you. But I tell you what, when you go through the work and you do the work for 3 months, 2 parties a week, 2 parties a week, 2 parties a week for 3 months, when you look behind you and you find all the women who are following you as customers, as hostesses, as potential team members, and those who signed on to do what you do, you will have the skill and the confidence, and you'll be ready to step forward to the next position. And that's the beauty of our business. No one moves up until they have earned the privilege and demonstrated their abilities and demonstrated their work, and that they were able to do the workload. And that's the power of this opportunity. So any woman can change her situation based upon working this business. So let me just show you these last 2 lines, just because, I mean, the seminar year is young. We're sharing this at the beginning of the seminar year. There's still 10 months in the year. So if you continue this program for 6 months, over 6 months, you will have held 48 parties, seen 192 faces at the table. That's a lot of new potential customers, isn't it? Has sold $14,400, keeping about $5,760 for your family. And then we'll have booked 144 new parties. And if half of them hold, that's 72 new appointments. Started out with 48 over the first 6 months, but looking forward, now there are 72 new bookings on the calendar. That's the power of one more booking per party. And then having shared the opportunity information with 96 women, with 1/4 of them adding to your team, you just will have seen enough women, done enough work to be able to come away with 24 recruits following the national average. It takes 24 recruits for the national court of sharing. This is a 6 months plan. So this means you could have, let's see, September, October, November, December, January, February. So by the end of February, beginning of March, to already have 24 on your team, that's a whole unit. That's a whole unit. 24 people makes a unit. And then if you continue for 12 months, which would take you into next September, let's move that down. That means a year from now, you would have held 96 parties, so almost 100 parties for the year. Had facial 384 women, sold 28,800. So having kept back 11,500 for your family. 3 bookings at each party would have been 288 bookings, but 144 to hold as a result of half of them holding and half of them renegotiating or falling off, and then potentially have recruited 48 people the first full year of your business following this plan. We can all be in Mary Kay and bob along, kind of float with the current, like sitting in a rowboat but not using the oars. And where will you get to your destination if you sit in the rowboat like in the middle of a lake? Probably not, but if you use your oars and row your boat to the tune of 2 parties a week, you can hit your destination. Now, the amazing thing that I haven't shared with you is how the income will jump more as a result of you adding to your team. We didn't take into account any of the team members, any of the commissions from recruiting, but I think I have them written right here. But when you add your first 4 people to your team, if they do $1,000 average order, that will be $160 extra in commissions from recruiting your first 4 at 4%. But then when you add the next 8, because the first 4 plus 8 more is 12. You're paid at a higher commission level after you reach 4 people. From 5 on to 12, you're getting paid 9%. So though on those 8 people, you would earn an extra $720. And plus you would get $50 bonuses on those 8 as well. That's $450 more. And you'd also get a $50 red jacket bonus, like a check, a rebate. So that's an extra $1,380 in commissions on those first 12. So there's an extra $1,300 right here. So when you, so you'll be at over $4,000 in income over 3 months of working when you follow this path. So that's a lot of information. I bet your head is spinning from all the numbers, but I just want to share with you how believable of a workload it is to be very strategic and on purpose, focusing on this work. And this is the work Mary Kay called us to when she started her company, because this was a company she built as a dream company for women. She wanted to change women's lives and give them the tools to change their lives. And back in the day when Mary Kay first started this company, the way our company grew is because women held up to 10 parties a week. These women would work up to 10 parties a week, and they grew this company from 9 beauty consultants to doing, $1 million in sales within the first couple of years. They were over $1 million. It's because the women were out in the field sharing the love of this company and the dream of where they could go and how they could change their life by working this business. 2 parties a week for us today, amongst all the other things that keep us busy. If we're not stay-at-home wives with plenty of time on our hands, Mary Kay says we can still be very busy women, but find a way to hold 2 parties a week strategically on purpose, and we can change our world. Talk about a confidence revolution. Talk about, momentum and creating just a whole new world for yourself in 3 months. It is totally possible. So I'm going to stop my screen share now, and I'm going to come back to the call here, and let's see, and ask if there's any questions. So Melissa, were you able to keep up with me? I apologize that that was fast. Did you have any questions or takeaways?
No, I don't really have any questions, but I love the layout of the chart that you've done, because it actually, when you just visually see it, makes a difference. I mean, you can sit there and talk about it, but I love the breakdown of it, so that you can kind of see where you're at and where you're wanting to go with it, and it makes it look easy too.
It does. Well, it's like eating that proverbial elephant, 2 bites at a time. 2 big bites a week, one party here, 1 party there. But the power of it getting, I don't want to say easier, but in a way easier if your skills are better and you're more confident. Momentum, little snowball when you start to roll it, but by the time you get it going downhill, how it picks up a lot of snow and gets bigger and bigger, and momentum goes with that snowball. The power of it is really being on purpose to get 3 bookings per party, because then you have a groundswell and a bigger and bigger swell of more appointments, because that then what it allows is that as you start team building, as you start adding to your team, some of those women you add to your team were actually some bookings that were on your calendar. Because if you are getting 2 people on the skincare at a party of 4, 2 of them go on the skincare and they both book parties, they may also be the ones you want to share the opportunity with. And as you share the opportunity, some of those women will recruit, and they had a party on the calendar. So it's a great way that those parties can be released to her as she adds to your team, and then it not pick you clean, so your date book, your appointments all fade away. So it's like booking insurance for you. So there's still plenty of work for you, even when some of those parties get given away to those new consultants on your team.
Right. Yeah. It was exciting to see the breakdowns from that, and so it does make you really want to work and start getting those parties booked, and just knowing where it can take you and building that strong team. That's, I think, what that hit me the most is when you said, when you look back, you're just amazed at what's happened, because you've just been going and going and going, and you haven't really thought about it. But if you just keep holding those parties, then it just, like I say, it's a snowball effect, and it will just take you on down where you need to go. So I loved it.
Thank you so much for being a part of my audience tonight, so I can share this information, and I will create a link for it and email it out, and then I'll also make sure you get the handout as well. So thank you so much for being a part of our Zoom, and thank you all for learning about how Mary Kay Math is not magical, but it's mathematical, and we can go anywhere we want in this business on 2 parties a week. Thanks, you all. Have a great night. Goodbye. Thank you, Melissa, so much. I appreciate you being with me. It helps to have a little audience.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you're not sitting there just talking to yourself, but no, I really did enjoy it. It was really, really good to see the breakdown of it. And I know Annette's done that before, but it just was, I think that everybody presents it a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing. It's like you have a recipe, but 5 people will do it a little bit different. I mean, it all comes down to the mathematical part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just some things that you add into it that, I don't know, it strikes you differently. And so it really was good to hear it.
Well, I appreciate that. And there was one little bit that I just all of a sudden flashed in my mind that I wanted to share. Let me think what it was. We're not recording now, so I can sit here and be an airhead for a moment. It was something about I know. And the power when you look behind you and you see that you've been holding those appointments where you did 30 people a month, 30 people a month, 30 people a month, and you look that you've got a team built and you've got all these parties on your calendar. But in the looking back, the power of it, Melissa, is that if you were holding the full circle parties and you were on a mission to do them that way, that you were showing as an example to your team members as you're growing your team. They sat at the party, they saw you work a full circle. They're somebody that bought a basic from you and booked a party from you, but also then booked a career chat and wound up signing up. And they saw you model the business. And so when they said yes to the opportunity, they're saying yes to their experience. They want to be a part of what they've seen and experienced and what they've learned. And so you're going to have a lot of team workers on your team, those who actually hold parties, because when that's where they were recruited from the party and they bought their product at a party and they got booking, they saw you get bookings at a party, then they are going to know that's how their business will grow, and they'll have the confidence to do what they saw you doing. And it's like their little baby duck imprinting on the mama duck, and they'll do what they saw you doing, and that will make your team more powerful and your team more stronger and more successful. Isn't that good news?
Oh yeah. That's great. I mean, that's exactly where I want to be with that. So I just want that strong team, because I've already, I think that there's a lot of people, if you don't have that consistency and you don't have the right people, like you're saying, that want to build, that want to do the same thing you do, it's easy to fall out of that red jacket. I've already done that. So it's just, I want the next time I go through this, I'm really looking forward to having strong people on the team and working with intention to do that. And I just don't, but is it wrong to be just like kind of picking anybody to do it? I mean, I don't want to single, I don't want to judge, I don't want to prejudge, but how do you go about that? I mean, they say share it with everybody, but you almost get to a point where you start prejudging.
Well, okay, well, here's a good, maybe a parallel, you want to live in a parallel universe. You don't want to prejudge. However, you do want to be selective. So we can write those two words down. We don't want to prejudge, because prejudge is answering for her. But we do want to be selective, and that means like pre-qualify her. And so what we would do is we would be looking for the qualities that we are looking for. When we see, okay, she's sharp, she is professional, she's gracious, she has integrity, she follows through on her word, she's friendly, women gravitate towards her, she's not full of drama. We see all the things that we say, oh, she's a great time manager, oh, she's very industrious, whatever. When we see qualities that we think, oh, all that would transfer into Mary Kay beautifully. She has the internal fortitude, she has the work ethic, she has the heart of Mary Kay. Her life would align with our culture, and that would mean, okay, therefore we see that she'd be a good fit. So therefore, let's not prejudge her by thinking, yeah, but she's got 6 kids. Yes, but she's got three jobs. Yes, but she's responsible for this, that, and the other. Yes, but she's an executive and she would never condescend to doing Mary Kay. Or yes, but she's, vacations everywhere all the time because she's, she makes all these choices and has time on her hands, and she goes and does other things. So would she want to stick around and do a business? You can't answer for her. You can't say, I love all this about her, but I am not going to ask her because I see this about her, and I think because I see this, she'll say no, because she's too busy, or she's too much of an executive or whatever. So we don't want to prejudge her answer, but we do want to be selective. Does that help any?
Yeah. Oh, a ton. Yeah. And I just, I want to be able to share it with everybody, because I think everybody, in one way or another, it helps them regardless whether they're going to be a kit buyer or they're, maybe it's just going to, like I have one gal right now who hopefully she signs, tomorrow we have a debut for one of the directors here.
Okay.
And her mom sold Mary Kay 20 years ago.
Okay.
But her mom didn't work the business. She thought it was going to be a quick money scheme that she could just do. And so she wasn't really into it. But this gal, she's just, she's a very Christian type person. She just, but she lacks self-confidence, like huge. And I've seen the difference in the transformations that it has for women when they do Mary Kay. And I've noticed the difference in myself with Mary Kay. So, I'm just hoping that, I have those people that come on, and I just want to share it with everybody, because whether they're going to, I guess I'm just kind of in limbo, because I want to build a strong team, but I want to share it with everybody, because I don't want to not just team building, but I do want to share it because I think that some people do need it in their lives for that reason.
Would she book?
What's that?
Would she book a party?
She did not book a party. I facialed her. She buys a lot of product. I mean, she's bought the kit twice.
Okay.
Or more. And so and she's interested in it. She's, I've interviewed her. She's watched the Amy Kemp videos. She doesn't want to talk to Annette by Zoom. So I have an adopted director that is going to meet with us tomorrow and go over a little bit with her before. But I don't know. I don't know what her objectives is because she's got money. She's spending money on product, but she's saying, I don't have the money right now. So it's like, I don't know. I guess I just haven't done enough of the marketing to really start to draw people in, to start building, team building. That's just something I got to work on.
Well, maybe just to ask her, what's her dream? What's her goal? Why would she work? Why would she trade her time for, why would she signed up twice before, or maybe to show her what the workload looks like and say, this is how we can make money. This is how you can build a business. This is how you can create something if you're willing to do what we do as beauty consultants. And how does what we do sound to you? Would you be willing to, do it face here and there and, do 2 or 3 at a time? If we train you how, this is how we make money. This is how we move up. Would you be willing to do this work? And if she's not willing to work, then she can be a delight and a doll, but if she's not willing to work, she's not going to get anything out of it.
Right. Well, I got to work with it. It's just I'm kind of one of those people that I wear my heart on my sleeve and I want to share it with everybody that I can, whether they're going to sign on or not. And I just kind of stay in limbo a little bit, but and I try not to prejudge. So I do like how we talked about prejudge and pre-select, and that makes a difference for me. So
good. Well, because it's very hard to say on one hand, she has issues with, she's habitually late, or she's, kind of lazy, or doesn't return phone calls, or not very trustworthy. And if that's true of her, she won't be professional and timely and on top of things in her professional life if she's a mess in her personal life. Does that make sense?
Right. Oh, yeah. Those ones I do watch out for. So.
Good. Okay. Well, Melissa, you are so professional and you're so sharp and you're so wise as a woman. You really have a great head on your shoulders, and we need women like you to move up in the company. And so you just keep working that business and you'll find those sparklers at the party that you want to have on your team. And they'll see you working. And then when you interview them, they'll know what they're saying yes to. So you've gotten some in a red jacket without maybe having them as party hostesses. But let's find some of our hostesses and get others along the way too. How about that?
Right. Yep. Will do.
We're about to run out of time. Thank you, dear, so much. I appreciate you.
No worries. Okay. Talk to you later.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.